Lee Minion, Chief Instructor of Derby Karate Academy. I first started karate in 1977. Walked into a dojo of a traditional Japanese karate club. The style was Wadaroo, which I didn't know anything about. Didn't know anything about different styles of karate at that time. Wadaroo is one of the main styles that came out of Japan, has come out of Japan. It's quite popular in Japan still today. It's one of the biggest styles practiced actually in Japan today, along with other styles like Shotokan, Goju-ryu, Shito-ryu that have come out of Japan as well. At that time I didn't know anything about the different styles there were. I just thought karate might be good for me. I'm interested in that, and from that it's progressed. You know, after training in the dojo for just ordinary training, and one of the instructors introduced me to two competitions. It was very different back then. It was a lot rougher than it is today, a lot heavier than it is today, but you learn very quickly, so I guess those were the plus sides of that. Myself, I've had a few wins on the competition mat. I've been national champion several times, and recently, more than earlier, I've been European champion as part of a men's senior team, a veterans team, and fought in Japan as well. In about 1985, I got the opportunity to take the club over. One of my instructors was leaving the area and asked me if I wanted to take the club on. I said no. It's really scary about taking the club on, so he said, well, give it a go, and I just did the warm-ups and things like that. And after a while, some of the clubs were going to shut, so I said, well, why don't you come and train with us? So and it developed into what we know today as Derby Karate Academy. I think the physical benefits of doing karate or a martial art, besides the obvious self-defense things that everyone are probably drawn to in the immediate beginning, but small things that you wouldn't think about, coordination for youngsters. You know, sometimes you get parents come to me and they're telling me their children are more active at school because they've taken on this first, and then they might not train in karate for that many years. Like some people do it for like a lifetime, and some people you just see them for 2 or 3 years, but it helps them go on to do other things. So I think it's a nice structure to have for not just the junior members, but you know, you can start it really basically at any age and take it at your level. You don't have to do all the things you see on TV, you know, and you always only hear about the accolades that people get when they achieve the greater things like the competitions and things like that. But in general, you know, you can do it at whatever level you really want to. You can take a bit out of a martial art what you really want. So it's just learning a bit more about a martial art, or the physical side of it, or the philosophy behind it, you know, and that's the difference between a traditional martial art and just the sporting side of a martial art. There's more to it. And the other benefits I think it can bring to anybody training who trains for any length of time, it doesn't happen overnight obviously, are things like confidence. People always talk about people gaining in confidence when they do a martial art, but it's something you have to. It doesn't come overnight, that comes with probably even years of practice. But other things like concentration levels for juniors, I've had parents come to us and say, oh, they're concentrating a bit more. I'm not saying it's just down to our training, but it definitely helps youngsters focus their energies in directions which is beneficial for them. The atmosphere in Derby Karate Academy I think is really good. The feedback I get is quite good. But we've got people training from all age groups, from youngsters from 7 to people who are in their like early 60s. I think the training here can be challenging, although we have fun with the juniors and even with the adults, but at the end of the day they have come to do a martial art, so there has to be that kind of structure in place. We do have fun and we have a bit of a laugh, but it doesn't get to where people are just messing around and the structure goes out of the lesson. I don't think we can run any lessons like that, but in general, most people who train with us for any length of time, I feel like they're in it for the right reasons. We've had people come through the club who started off, as anyone does probably, as a white belt with no experience, decided I liked it, graded, stuck at it, and we've got now people who've come up from the junior ranks helping us now coach, and people who are out taking like coaching qualifications through college or doing a course through college, and that's helping them to gain that qualification as well, because they're helping us, but they're also helping something to do might lead to university and things like that. The traditional side is really important. The sporting aspect is important, but that's just one facet of it. The traditional side it gives the sessions structure. I mean, you could take all that away, and there are groups out there that do that, and they're just interested in the sporting side of it, but you're missing a whole lot of it. It's probably easy to do the other one. It's probably easier just to concentrate on the sporting side, but when you've got a traditional side backing it up, it adds lots of different elements what you wouldn't get otherwise. Derby Karate Academy itself are direct members of the Japanese Karate Federation as a group member, so that means we've got affiliation with Japan, we're invited to the tournaments, and also anyone who passes a Dan grading with us will be certificated in Japan as well. There are some clubs in the country that can profess to having good standards, but not many people can trace it still back to Japan as we can. The sporting side of karate, or the competitive side of karate, is important. It gives people a good avenue to test themselves against other clubs or individuals, and you can do that at various levels. You can do that at the junior level, to a national level, to international, to even step up on the world arenas, which luckily some of our competitors have been able to do that. Those who want to do the competing side of karate or compete in karate, it elevates obviously the physical fitness side of you have to train for it, obviously, so the physical side of it is a bit more demanding than the regular training. For the people who put the time in, you know, we've got champions in our club now who are national champions, European champions, and people who have been finalists in the World Championships last time it was held in Japan. The type of training we can do at the academy ranges from basics, what people come to learn at first, just rudimental moves, through to self-defence. We have a self-defence system in place, which isn't in the grading system. It's everything you should know outside of a grading system, through to obviously fitness work, and those who want to compete can go on to do competitive training as well. So we like to think we teach a complete martial art rather than just focus on one aspect of a martial art, and I think that's all in all a really progressive way to carry on in this day and age. Try not to leave anything out.